Hello everybody in Greensburg Muse land. I am hanging out today with local singer, musician, songwriter Alyssa Hankey, and I'm so excited to have her as my first solo female artist, and I am a huge fan of her music. She's just crazy talented, and listening to her the first time just blew my mind. We're going to be talking today about her album Songs from Then and Now, home demos, and music and whatnot. So you told me you began your career, your musical career, as a student at IUP in 2012. Are you originally from that area?
I'm from Rural Valley, which is just kind of outside of Katanning area. I started playing out my freshman year at a Moose Lodge. It was just like an open mic, and just kind of started everything performing-wise. I started writing songs when I was probably 16, just kind of been building things out ever since, I guess.
Wow. 16. That's pretty good to start in music. So when did you know this is what you wanted to do?
I always had a dream of it, but I never knew if I had the guts to do it. So I really just kind of took it every day at a time, and for a long time I was kind of like a closet songwriter. I just kind of wrote in my room, and I was always afraid to sing in front of people. And in high school I said I would sing before I graduated, and so I did that, and it just started building its way out. I think with each year you just kind of get bolder.
Okay. Well, a lot of your influences are the same as mine, which is like,
that's good.
Yeah, which made me really, really like your music a lot. Stevie Nicks, Bonnie Raitt, Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac, Bob Dylan. That's probably one of the reasons I really, really like your music. And I love the gravelly voiced women too. Your stuff has sort of a southern rock country tilt, but I also hear a lot of blues in there. What do you love about these artists and this type of music?
Well, like you said, I've always been attracted to like female voices that are lower and like kind of sandpapery. And I think that was what attracted me to Stevie Nicks. And then you realize that they're really great songwriters too, especially Bob Dylan.
Right.
And then Led Zeppelin is just like combining all of those qualities together.
Right. What's your writing process? Like, how do you get into that frame of mind?
A lot of it's just kind of living, and you kind of take in what happens to you, and you listen to stories and listen to other people's songs, and then you just kind of sit down with a guitar and find a mood that you can get out of a chord, and it really just starts with one line and builds from there.
So, we're going to talk about a few of the songs off your album, Songs from Then and Now, home demos. I take it that you recorded these at home?
Yeah.
Obviously?
Yeah.
Tell me about the album, and what was your inspiration for it, and who else played on it, if anyone?
It's actually 3 separate albums, and I wanted to get them up on like iTunes and more kind of internet distribution, so I just decided to combine them all. And I kind of was hesitant to, because they're home demos, which aren't really resolved like a studio. So I just thought, I put a lot of hard work into these, and that's kind of just really just taking all that work over those 4 years and putting it up, and just there's a lot of different concepts that build up throughout those 4 years, and it's really just started off, my freshman year and the whole way up till I graduated back in May. So it's just a collection of all those.
What were you taking at school?
I was an art major. I studied graphic design.
Yeah, so musicians are always the artists.
Yeah.
Goes hand in hand, I guess. Okay, let's start with your song Roots. That is a really intense song.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
Yeah.
That is just like this quietly intense, almost Johnny Cash-ish type of song.
Thank you.
I really, really like it. That's obviously a really personal song. You say you can't trace what's under these boots until you plant the seeds and grow the roots. You seem to be talking about sort of where you came from, your ties to the area you came from, but it's more than that too. Tell me about that song.
I think it's just kind of, for a long time, growing up, you don't really take a look at what's around you. And I think I started to do that at that time because I didn't know what the future held for me. And it was just kind of saying, you know, this is where I came from and this is what I know right now. And just taking it all in, I guess.
That's a great video, too.
Oh, thank you.
For that.
I put it together.
For any listeners, look it up on YouTube. It's really good. It's perfect for the song. Was this, where was this filmed and who shot it?
I shot it. It was just around where I grew up and out where my mom grew up.
You shot it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That looks really good. I mean, it looks really professional.
Just with my my camera, yeah.
Wow. So, what area is that kind of in?
It's out near Rural Valley, and then my mom's from Rockville, which is near kind of like Ford City, Katanning, Elderton area, kind of in between those areas.
So I noticed in the video a headstone at a grave that said Hankey. Is that a relation?
Yeah, that's my great grandparents. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's like fits in absolutely perfectly with it. Yeah, that's like the perfect video for that song. You did a great job on that.
Thank you.
Your song In the Valley has a kind of an old-time folk feel to it, and you use some interesting chords throughout that gives it a bit of dissonance, but it really sets it off and gives it kind of a spooky sound.
Uh-huh.
I thought, anyway. So tell me about this one. What's it about, and what inspired that sound?
Over the summer, I was putting together like a few songs that were kind of like Western or like cowboy based, and I came across like the Southern rock songs, like The Band and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like a Civil War based song, and I just thought of like the music that they would listen to when they would go to battle, and just kind of like a simple melodic arrangement. And that's what I did on the guitar, and it's really just about what the Confederate Army kind of went through, and just kind of looking at it from that side. Yeah.
Don't find too many songs about that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Mountain of a Woman. That's kind of a down and dirty, straight up blues.
Yeah.
It really is. I love it. Love Gone Bad. Is this about someone in particular?
Not really. I think you just look at people around you and you just don't like what they're doing, and you just kind of have to separate yourself from that and try to be a better person. And it's kind of taken away from, Bonnie Raitt's kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was trying to get with that.
That's what I was thinking when I was listening to it.
Like her older stuff.
Yeah. God, you sound so like gritty and old school. Like,
yeah.
Like you have, and you're so young. It's like, I love it. I love the raw blues. You're definitely channeling some blues legends on this. This impresses me because it sounds like it was written by someone much older. Blues, of course, comes from pain. Are you drawing from life experience, like a hard road you've been on, or is it just something you feel at the time?
I think I don't know. I think, there's always struggles in life, and you just that's just kind of how I express them. It's not as bad as, I guess, what it sounds like in the songs, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess everybody has struggle, so.
Does something just hit you at the time? Like,
yeah.
You feel something and then you just write it right there? Yeah.
I carry around, like, ideas in my head and I write them down, and it just kind of comes together that way,
Cool. Do you find it more difficult being a female in the business? Do you get, like, crap about it more than men do? And
I think there's a lot less female musicians. I've noticed that, it's kind of a boys' game.
Right.
But I don't know, you get kind of respect, I guess, whenever you can play, just as well as them, or you can contribute in some way, they give you that respect. So yeah, it's kind of like both. You have to fight a little bit more, I think, you have to earn people respect a little bit more than I guess a guy would in some ways.
Right.
You have to prove yourself a little bit.
True. Do you usually play solo, or do you like collaborate with anyone else?
I'm usually solo when I play.
Yeah.
I've recently just been getting into a couple other people I play with, jamming with them, and we've been picking up some gigs together. and we're trying to work that out and start collaborating more. I'd really like to start writing songs with other people. I think that'd be exciting to do. Yeah.
Do you like performing live?
I do. I love it. Yeah, that's the best thing. I think there's nothing like it.
Do you are you planning on like touring at all, or?
In the future, my next step is to record an EP that's kind of more studio quality, you know, with more, you know, drums and a little more backing than what I have right now, and then just kind of go from there.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. So what's the best way for people to listen to your music, to access it?
Definitely Spotify and iTunes, you know, online is really great. And I hit up a lot of open mics in the area, and I usually put that up on my music page on Facebook, Alyssa Hankey Music. So that's really the best place to go, is my fan page.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's coming up next for you? Well, you said you're planning on recording, and
yeah, that's kind of what I'm working towards now. I have about 6 songs that I'm just gonna really hammer out all the details and kind of record them rough, and then start working them out in kind of a studio environment.
Well,
just pick up more gigs too.
It's like really great to have somebody your age that really taps into that genre of music, because it's not something you see often anymore, unfortunately. So I get really stoked when somebody, especially somebody young, comes along and taps into that and does such a great job. You seem like it's really a natural thing for you.
Yeah, it feels that way.
It never, it doesn't seem forced at all. It seems like you've been doing this for like 20 years or something.
Sometimes when I'm writing though, sometimes you have to really kind of fight with that, and recording too. It has its struggles, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
For the interview. It
was awesome. Thank you for having me.
So check out Alyssa Hankey on Spotify, and where else did you say?
Alyssa Hankey Music on Facebook.